Okay, so we want to do a walkthrough of supply and demand, simple supply and demand, Econ 1's type stuff. So there's what we're going to be thinking about during this video. And there's three things that we want to talk about during supply and demand. There's the idea of a shift, which is the first domino that falls whenever a market gets out of equilibrium. And then we need to identify the surplus or shortage associated with the shift that occurs after. Right? That's going to give us a rationale as to what's going on with price. And then the last thing we want to do is show that movement that occurs once the market starts to react to the surplus or shortage. So I'm going to draw an axis here, right? We've got a market in equilibrium. And I want to go through this process of jolting the market out of equilibrium via a shift of the demand or supply curve, identifying the surplus or shortage, and then showing the movement that gets us back to the new equilibrium. So first off, let's just say that demand increases for a reason. We could say that income increased, or the price of a substitute or a complement changed in the appropriate direction, and that means that at all prices the quantity demanded was larger than what it was previously. So now I've got this new demand curve here that's showing the relationship between the quantity demanded and price. And at the old equilibrium price here, the market's out of equilibrium because the quantity demanded at that price is larger than the quantity supplied. So there is a shortage that we can measure between the two Q's there. There's a shortage that is going to tell us what's going to happen to price. So in order to relieve the pressure from the shortage, what has to happen is that price is going to increase. And as price increases, we're going to see some suppliers increase production because they can cover the costs associated from moving from the old quantity supplied to a larger quantity supplied. That means that price is going to rise. We get to a new equilibrium of P star Q1, and we've shown that with a demand increase, price rises and quantity rises. So once again, right, we're showing that whenever a market gets out of equilibrium, there's got to be a shift of the supply or demand curve. We showed a demand increase. We can identify that surplus or shortage that occurs, and then we can show that movement along the supply or demand curve that occurs once the surplus or shortage becomes apparent in the market.